to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today, Wednesday, the 25th of October. Big day for Celtic with our crucial Champions League game against Atletico Madrid tonight at 8 o'clock. Just a little bit of last minute news coming out primarily from Spanish football media regarding Atletico Madrid's injury problems and likely starting 11 tonight. Also, a couple of other wee bits of Celtic news. Before we get going with the video, please, if you can, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. It does help the channel and does cheer me up no end to see those subscriber numbers carrying on their slow increase. Also, please do, if you can, click the like button, as it also aids YouTube widening the distribution for these videos also. And do also consider passing on the details of the channel to other Celtic fans, friends, etc. No obligation, no fee, no nothing at all. All done free of charge. Also, a final Celtic against Atletico Madrid related quiz question in the community section to go with this channel. So, there has been quite a bit of confusion regarding which players Atletico Madrid will have fit for this evening. Spanish media are confirming that Soyuncu and Barrios, who've both been out for a few weeks in La Liga football, came back against Celta Vigo and played in the second half and will be in the matchday squad tonight, although both likely to start on the bench. Savic missed the game on against Celta Vigo at the weekend, said to be due to food poisoning. However, he was back in training yesterday and is expected to be in the defence this evening. And otherwise, the Atletico Madrid will be continuing to miss several players, primarily Jimenez and Lino and Depay, and are expected to start in a 3-5-2, which adapts into a 5-3-2, depending on the situation in the match. The Spanish media are predicting that Atletico Madrid will start with Oblak in goals, Molina and Galan as their wing-backs, Hermoso, Savic and Witsel in central defence, with midfield three of Koke, De Paul and Sol, and their very high-class front two of Griezmann and Morata up front. And obviously there are a lot of goal threats throughout that team, but primarily Griezmann, who comes into the game with a hat-trick at the weekend against Celta Vigo, and Morata, who has scored consistently for the Spanish national side, including the goal against Scotland that broke the deadlock a couple of weeks ago in Seville, and has been a very important scorer for Madrid and Spain for several years. Usually Atletico Madrid play fairly cannily and fairly defensively. However, with their rather fluid 3-5-2, 5-3-2 setup, Simeone is said to be approaching the game at Celtic Park to be in more of attacking mode and take the game to Celtic, which might just leave a few gaps for O'Reilly, Hatate and McGregor to thread balls through for Palma, Maeda, and primarily Kyogo. Also may create some gaps for Hatate and O'Reilly to join the front three in attacking situations to put extra pressure on Atletico. Final indications coming out of Celtic this morning from their get-together were that Celtic has no new injury concerns, and so fully expect Celtic will go with the same team that started against Hearts. Hart in goals, Johnston, Scales, CCV and Taylor, Hatate, O'Reilly and McGregor, and then Maeda, Kyogo and Palmer. I think Celtic do have the tools to cause a shock, although my favourite result would be a scoring draw, most likely 1-1. Or possibly 2-2, depending on how well Celtic get into the game. I think the key positions are going to be the midfield three of both teams, and I do hope that our midfield three can get the ascendancy, get on top, and start pushing Madrid further back, and then exploiting any gaps behind for Palma, Maeda, and Kyogo to run into. I think very much also the key to Celtic doing well tonight is all the crowd focusing entirely on supporting Celtic. I think 60,000 voices screaming and shouting for Celtic, and also all the atmosphere created by our anthem just prior to kick-off may just cause some of these experienced Atletico Madrid players to freeze, as has been said by several world-class footballers before. They've been blown away by a united Celtic fan base supporting their team. I don't think we need any kind of side issues or controversies. I think we should all support Celtic 100%. And I think also it's very important for Celtic fans to maintain our reputation in Europe, as we have had, rather disappointingly, quite a few bans from UEFA for offences due to banners, political protests, and fireworks. And I do wonder whether UEFA are running rather low in their patience. And on a side note, relating to the trivia question in the quiz section, in our game against Atletico 38 years ago in 1985, the second leg was played behind closed doors, which caused Celtic a lot of problems on the day, and they ended up losing that match 2-1. And a lot of the pundits and the players stated it was due to the fact that Celtic Park was essentially empty. They didn't have the crowd cheering them on, and the rather dead atmosphere favoured Madrid on the day. I think for that reason, we need to stay clear of any kind of controversy and avoid any kind of anger or bans and fines from UEFA, because the last thing we really want is our game against Feyenoord, which might be, if all things go well in the next few matches, might be a critical match. The last thing we'd want for is that to be behind closed doors, or for there to be major restrictions on the number of home fans allowed in that day. So, moving on, a couple of wee bits of news. Andriy Lunin has been talking in the press. He seems quite resigned now to leaving Real Madrid at the end of the season when his contract is up. It's expected that Madrid will make an offer to get Kepa to Real Madrid on a permanent basis rather than simply on a season-long loan. And also it would be expected that next season Thibaut Courtois should be back from his rather serious knee injury, and so it looks like Andre Lunin is out of Real Madrid's plans. However, he has noted that there is interest from Celtic, but has stated that he would much prefer to go to an English Premier League club or a similar level of league. And I think that is always going to be Celtic's problem as things stands at the moment. I think our looking to buy players who are Champions League ready or are uh, great or superstar players is going to be very difficult because of the prestige level of coming to play in Scotland. No doubt that the chance of winning cups and medals, the chance of playing on a regular basis in the Champions League are good factors. But like a lot of players, I think Andre Lunin would more likely take the massive 70, 80, £100,000 a week wages you can get in the English Premier League, even from the smaller clubs down the bottom, or from similar teams in Spain, Italy, Germany, France, etc. I think that's also why we do need to be sensible in our plans of which players to sign. And I think we really need players who are top level, um, who have the potential to get better and better, similar to the way that Matt O'Reilly has really kicked on over the last 6 months or so, or going back a wee bit further, looking at players like Virgil van Dijk coming in from Dutch football, a couple of great seasons for Celtic, and then moving on to Southampton and then to Liverpool, and being, in some people's estimations, the best defender in the world. I think we do need to be sensible and not be overly harsh on the board and the scouting department, because the prestige of playing in the Scottish League is always going to be a negative factor as to what kind of player Celtic can sign. On a related topic, it would appear that Celtic and Joe Hart remain in talks. Hart is keen to extend his contract. He will be 37 at the end of his contract next May, and I do wonder whether another 12 or 24 months, seeing him up to 39-40, would be in order. And he does seem willing to play as a backup number two player with a coaching mentoring role for a new young keeper. The fact that Lunin seems less keen to play in Scotland may open up the channels for Caoimhin Kelleher to come from Liverpool. It was said that the two clubs were very close in the summer transfer window, and I do wonder whether Celtic will get that over the line this winter transfer window or the summer of 2024 transfer window, as I think Kelleher, um, given his background, might much more keen to come to Celtic than some other players of that quality. Finally, just a little bit of news regarding the women's team. They're on an international break at the moment. They're currently lying second, 1 point behind Rangers after their 2-1 loss on Sunday. Celtic have 9 players away on international duty. Sydney Cummings, the new signing, who is a left-sided defender, she's away to play for Guyana in 2 games against Suriname. Caitlin Hayes, probably our best player over the last 2 or 3 years. She's away playing for the Republic of Ireland, who are in a double-header against Albania. We have 2 players in the full Scotland squad, Amy Gallagher, who recently made her Scotland debut, and Jenny Smith, the midfielder, who's back in the Scotland squad. They've got a game against the Netherlands in the Nations Cup. We have two Chinese players, Shen Menglu and Shen Menggu, who are away to play for China in their Olympic qualifiers against North Korea, South Korea, and Thailand. Tyree Birchall and Claire Goldie are away for Scotland under 19s. They've got games against Serbia and Belarus. And finally, our very talented right sided midfielder, Paula Partido, who is on loan from Real Madrid's women's side. She's away on under 19 duty for Spain against Turkey, Sweden, and Portugal. Hopefully, all those players come back fit and raring to go for the second round of 11 fixtures, which then leads into a top six and bottom six split. I think Celtic's women's side have every chance of doing well in the two cups and have every chance of overhauling Rangers' 1 point lead. And fully expect them to win 2 or 3 trophies this season. So that finishes things off for this final preview of the Madrid against Celtic match tonight. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Do, if you can, click the subscribe button if you haven't already, click the like button, have a wee go at the Celtic trivia question. Do feel free to pop any comments, etc., into the comment section to go with this video. And finally, goodbye and good luck, Celtic, in tonight's game. And chat again tomorrow. And hail, hail.
Yeah.